Sweet. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right, hey guys. Dylan here from Flipside Music. I'm here today with James Steinbach. He works with us at the shop. Usually, these days, your days off are
Mondays and
usually
Tuesdays.
like when I'm not there. Yeah. So most of the time, if you've been swinging through the shop at all, you've probably seen James for like the last year at least. So he's been doing most of our photos lately for all the used gear, and then he also plays in Float Like a Buffalo, which is a pretty cool. How would you describe Float? Because like I feel like whenever I try to describe Float, it's multi-genre, but I feel like I have a hard time like encapsulating all of it.
It is. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we'd fit in with like, because I know you've described us as kind of more of like the mountain band, jam band.
Yeah, kind of what I remember as a kid. Yeah, a lot of the mountain bands, especially when like Blues Traveler was like peaking. Like a lot of bands were kind of in that vein of.
Yeah, I mean, by definition, our bio is funk, ska, reggae, rock.
Yeah.
I think since then we've added in jam to that, but I don't know. We're kind of just a little bit of everything. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely check out Float if you guys like any of that kind of stuff. Definitely check them out. And what are the social media handles?
I mean, we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I mean, pretty much everywhere. And then
All the standards.
yeah, and then for streaming, we're pretty much on everything. So
Yeah. So yeah, today James and I are basically, I'm just trying to get better at doing the stream stuff so that it's not a catastrophe every time I do it. So that's why we're just doing an extra one. I'm probably going to start trying to do this more regularly on Saturdays. It might be like every other Saturday, but for now I'm just trying to get us a little bit more content, but also get better at doing all this stuff with the mixer because, like I said, it's been a dumpster fire a few times over. So one other shout out, I guess, before we get into what we're doing. Our friends over at Cerebral Brewing ended up dropping us some beverages. So that's if you guys see us drinking from these larger cans, that's what we're pushing back tonight. Looks like we got a few people rolling in. Hey Doug, hey Gary. Looks like Paul's in there. Dastardly Dave. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, this is kind of more impromptu. I'm just trying to get, like I said, a little bit better at the stream stuff. So, all right. I think today we're basically just going to roll through some of the VS Audio stuff. You guys, I was going to say, you guys can kind of see the pedal cam over there. For anybody who's not familiar with VS Audio, they are out of Greece. And I think for a while, I know it's not the case anymore, but for a while we were one of the only dealers in the States for them. So, yeah, they ended up being a pretty cool company for us to work in with. And, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a company that I think is kind of, not overlooked, but there's one pedal in particular that they're most known for, which is like the straight flush and royal flush. And I feel like pretty much everybody that comes in that knows anything about them, it's usually that one. So
yeah, well, yeah, and usually Goots is going for, was it the royal flush? Or no, the straight.
Yeah, the straight, yeah, because basically the straight and the royal, it's like one is just a single and then the other one's a double version of it, essentially. But if you're looking for like a drive with some texture, that one is an excellent one, but it's the one that gets kind of all the attention. I think the other one that Goots always loves is the Blackbird. I think that's the other one. That one's kind of a tweed, or no, sorry, not tweed. It does blackface and brownface Fender style preamps, so. But yeah, we're basically going to roll through some of the pedals that they have that are not the straight flush or the royal flush because, like I said, I think they have a few offerings that are worth a little bit more attention. Fred is saying apparently it's National Guitar Day. Did not know that, so cool.
We did sell some guitars today.
We did sell a few guitars today.
Yeah.
So, well, that's good. I guess we should have been telling people Happy National Guitar Day.
Yeah, well, it seems like there's a national holiday every day.
Wow, that's a stouty stout. All right.
Stoutiest of the stouts.
Oh, cool. Yeah, looks like a few more people are rolling in. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna roll into the first pedal from VS Audio, which is the Alchemy, which is it's basically, well, we were actually playing it a little bit before we got set up. It seems to do a little bit of flange, but it's mostly more like chorus and delay. With like a little bit of flange in there, and you almost had a vibrato setting kind of going too.
Yeah, well, there's like the presets. There's like 5 or 6 different presets by color code, and yeah, there is some interesting ones, even like a flanger going on there. But yeah, well,
Yeah, so yeah, we'll roll into that, and yeah, I'll switch the audio over. If you guys have any questions or if you guys want to hear it with anything, let me know. And I guess before we completely switch over, I should talk about the signal chain again. Right now, we're not running anything other than the alchemy, and right now we have the. Are you still on the A set? Yeah. So right now we have the Iridium, the Strymon Iridium set to a 65 deluxe reverb, and that's going to be kind of our pedal platform for the evening. And to let me know, as we go along with this, as always, let me know how the audio's going because that's the one part of it we can't hear back on your guys' end. So if anything ends up acting weird, let me know. But yeah, we'll roll into it and I'll switch the audio over real quick. All right, sweet. Yeah, that sounded pretty good. Hopefully that came through correctly. I think it sounded good. It looks like we got a few thumbs up in there. So, yeah, yeah, a couple. Yeah, like Doug said, it was psychedelic. Yeah, it does have kind of a psychedelic kind of almost on some of those further parameters. It does like that seasick chorus thing.
Yeah.
Which was pretty fun.
For a second there, I thought Paul McCartney was watching. It wasn't Paul.
That'd be
McCartney.
pretty sweet. Yeah, Paul McNair. You know, he can once at the next meeting of the Pauls, maybe he can kind of talk to him. But yeah, if you guys want to hear it with a little bit more drive, we'll go ahead and switch over to like the Marshall setting. And yeah, because like I said on that last one, basically it was just going clean into like a 65 deluxe reverb setting. And so yeah, we'll switch over here in just a second. I'll switch the audio. Alright, cool. So that was with a little bit more of a Marshall setting. That actually sounded really good.
Yeah.
I feel like that blended in really good. So
Very 80s.
it does, yeah, but it like in a good way. It wasn't like tinny like some of the
Yeah.
and it wasn't. I don't know. It was interesting. Other thing we should mention on this one too. I kind of forgot about that until we started messing with it, but you can actually do presets on this one too. So for the next portion of it, we could just cycle, I guess, through some of the ones that are already on there. But that way, you guys know kind of, or at least have an idea of what it is capable of. Because it's kind of nice having a chorus / delay pedal that has a little. I don't know if it really hits the delay as much as it hits more of that kind of echoey flange chorus kind of thing. But
well, and you know, I haven't really messed with this one at the shop before. I've, you know, some of the other ones, you know, that you've recommended or Goots has recommended.
Yeah,
they're fantastic, but it's kind of interesting that it shows delay, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the delay part of it is really just enough to get a little bit of that, like, you know, more of that kind of flange or, you know, just a little bit of latency between the notes rather than being like a full delay. But in terms of chorus, I think it's pretty cool. And having presets, again, like I said, I think that's a cool option, especially if you're gonna have like a chorus pedal, because most people like. It seems like most people who have choruses can't stop messing with them. So
usually, yeah, like I mean, even the Old Blood Noise reflector. I mean, that's got a lot of options on it.
But if it had presets, that would actually be pretty.
Yeah, no, that would be. I'd probably still have it on my board if that were the case.
Yeah, it'd be a big step up.
Not that it's a bad pedal, but.
Right. Oh, looks like we got Janice joining us. Hey, Janice.
Hello.
And Ferd Burfle's in there. Hey, Ferd. Cool. Yeah, we got some of the usual gang showing up. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, like I said, we'll just scroll through some of the presets and then we'll switch over to one of the other ones. Right now, we have the Pandora and the Aftermath. Those will be the other two we get to here in just a sec. All right, cool. So yeah, we cycled through all the presets there, and Doug was making a comment that it could probably be capable of getting that iconic Boston tone, and yeah, I think it did a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, I think, if you really sat down and messed with each preset, you could probably...
Yeah, like just fine tune it a little bit.
Yeah, you could definitely get that.
Yeah.
And sorry, I, for the life of me, cannot remember how to play any Boston stuff.
Close.
Yeah. It's been a
You had
minute.
a fighting chance, because I don't know how to play any, that's for sure.
Shit's hard.
Yeah, but no, that sounded really good. It kind of hit some of those classic chorus sounds pretty well. And it's interesting, too, having the presets. I mean, was it 6 total?
Yeah, so we got green,
Yeah.
so 1, red is 2, purple is 3, yellow is 4, white, purple, I don't know, is 5, blue is 6. Yeah.
And then back to green, so 6, yeah. So, yeah, 6 presets without having to have any kind of controller, which is pretty nice, I think, especially for a chorus. Because, I mean, if you're going to have one, it's nice to at least have one chorus be 6 of them. So.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, we will go ahead and switch over. Probably, do you want to do the Aftermath or the Pandora next?
We can start with the Aftermath.
Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and switch over, and, yeah, we'll go ahead and get the Aftermath going. Oh, I was going to say, yeah, the stand's there if you need it. Cool. Yeah, we'll just switch that over. If you guys got any questions too, go ahead and throw them up there. I'll try to answer them if I can. Like I said, right now we're just kind of, for anybody who's just joining us, we're basically going through some of the VS audio pedals that are often overlooked when it comes to some of the. Well, like I said, we've kind of been doing that throughout the last few weeks of going through pedals from brands that I think deserve more attention. So.
It's going.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right. So, did you want to do a tuning check just in case, I guess?
Yeah, might as well. It's a little cold in here.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
good.
So the Aftermath, to me, is probably one of the more interesting distortions we have in the shop. It kind of has, to me, it goes back to kind of that Caius, like desert rock vibe. So if you're looking for something that kind of has that right on the edge, it doesn't quite get into like fuzz, of course, but it kind of has a little bit more of a blown out distortion sound to it. So if you guys are into like Caius or Brant Bjork or any of the desert rock stuff or any Chuck Fighters, any stuff like that, I think that pedal like nails that. And it also the left side, or is it the left side or the right side? Right switch, I believe, is a full boost, and I think you can use that independently, which is pretty nice.
Oh, can you? Okay.
I thought you could. Maybe it might be tied to the front end, but I thought
No,
that was
actually, yeah, you can. Cause,
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah, so yeah, that one is kind of nice because it is a 3-in-1 really if you stack it consecutively. So yeah, I think that one's a pretty cool one. I guess we'll go probably back to the Fender setting, which is a little cleaner. That way you guys are hearing what the pedal's doing more than like what the iridium's doing. Let me see. Okay, yeah, Dastardly Dave said he liked those bands. So yeah, like to me, this is one of those pedals that nails that sound, and there's not like a lot of companies that are trying to. I don't know. I mean, like fuzz is everywhere, but like some of the distortion pedals that have a little bit more of that, like, you know, blown out desert rock vibe, I feel like a lot of them are not maybe as prominent because most people with distortion tend to want, you know, tight, like really really tight distortion.
Tight and mid.
Yeah, mid's heavy. Yeah, whereas this one has a little bit more, like a little more growl to it, I think. Cool. So yeah, we'll go ahead and switch over, and then if you guys got any questions, just throw them in the chat, or if you guys want to, you know, any specific tones with it. Right now, I don't have a lot of extra stuff, but we do have some like other overdrives and fuzzes if you guys want to hear it stacked with anything. sweet. So we're actually going to switch guitars real quick because I did actually bring my LP that's in C. So James is just going to switch over real quick, and then that way you guys get a better idea of why I kind of like that pedal. And yeah, it looks like Dastardly Dave, yeah, said drive it with C tuning. So yeah, we're getting ready to. Yeah, I mean, most of the time, like I said, I still think this one, it just hits a good spot because, like, everybody's kind of, you know, everybody's tried, like, a Marshall in a box, or, you know, everybody's kind of made their way through a lot of the standard distortions, and I don't know, I think this one's pretty fun and it has a little bit more versatility than just, you know, like a straight up DS1 or something, you know, or anything like that. Does it feel alright? Cool. Alright, yeah, so yeah, now we're in C tuning, so yeah, we'll go ahead and switch back over. little riffage in C. Yeah, that sounded really good. I think, like I said, that's one of my favorite distortions for C. I think. Hopefully, that's coming through through the mix all right. But I was gonna say it's a little woofy, but I kind of like it because of that. It's got a little more huevos than most. Oh, cool. Yeah, it looks like a few people joined. Jacob and the Ghost. Hey, Jacob, how's it going, man?
The Ghost.
Oh yeah, Tim White. Hey, Tim, how's it going, man? Cool. Yeah, we got some of the local guys showing up.
Right on.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's definitely one of my favorite distortions, especially for that Queens of the Stone Age, Caius, Truck Fighters, 1000 Mods, anything like that. If you like any of those bands, I think that pedal kind of hits a sweet spot for that. Especially, it's a little different because we're going through the Iridium, but because it's you guys can't really hear the audible like jump in volume from the boost, but that's one thing. Like through the right amp, if you have an amp with some good headroom, that thing, especially if that when you kick that boost in, it sends it into a good spot. So yeah. So yeah, James is tuning because I tend to use some pretty light strings, even though I play low tuning. So
got them strong hands.
yeah. I was just saying I tend to go with light strings now, just because trying to get lighter to avoid the arthritis since it runs in the family. Yeah, I used to like when I first had that guitar. I think I had 13s on it.
13s.
Yeah, because I mean in C, that's what I was like accustomed to at the time. But like now I'm doing like 11 to 52, and it's fine. But it is one of those things like I do have to check tuning a little more often. The Strat never goes out of tune now.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which is nice, but this one does still. That G still obviously with a Les Paul.
Yeah, I mean I think I'm using 12 through 56.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I was using like 13 to 59 or something when I first started playing stuff in C. But like as time goes on, I tend to use lighter strings. I don't know. I like the Iomi, like the slinky, vibrato-y. It's it's fun to do that stuff, and I feel like it's one of those things, kind of like B.B. King always said. I guess I didn't get it till I was a little older. Like, why fight it so hard when you could just if you just go a little bit lighter, it's not so bad. You just got to play a little lighter. But
well, yeah, I mean even on the 12s that I use, like the bottom, the E, A, and D, they feel fine, but once I start getting up onto the G, B, and high E, like even those are just a little enough. Slinky.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even on the Strat, like I think Sam and I put 12 to 56 on that one, and even though it is a little slinky, I still think when we went up to 13s, it was too much.
Too much.
So it's like there's a fine line for some reason between 12 and 13, but yeah, to me these are light strings, which are 11 to 52, which are very light. But
have you used this guitar on the stream before?
Not on the stream, I don't think. No.
Yeah.
Good old Waffles. For anybody who doesn't know, if I ever refer to Waffles, this is Waffles, which it has a chicken and waffles guitar strap, which is
probably the coolest fucking strap I've ever seen.
Well, I love it. Yeah, as soon as I saw that strap, I had to have it. And then the guitar is basically chicken and waffle color, so it all comes together.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. All right, so let's see, what time is it? How much time? Yeah, we got a few minutes left. We'll go ahead and switch over to the Pandora, which is this was James's pick for the stream. So this one's pretty cool. I did a video on this one a little while ago. It's kind of in the fuzz face family, but it has a split EQ, which is really nice, and then that one also has an independent boost. So it's one of those fuzzes that I feel like is pretty versatile, especially for being based on an older circuit. So if you want like a fuzz face that's not, super sputtery, it's a little off the beaten path, this one's a good one. And so yeah, we'll probably go for another 10 minutes and then wrap it up close to 6. And again, thanks to anybody that did end up watching. Like I said, I'm going to try to make this a more regular thing, especially on Saturday evenings, because honestly, getting home is a bitch with traffic. So
agreed.
Yeah, so it's easier to just kill an hour here playing pedals and drinking a beer, and then we go home. So yeah, so we'll try to make this a more regular thing. Like I said, at least every other Saturday, if not every Saturday, depending on how bad Denver traffic gets. But
yeah, I'm ready.
Cool. So yeah, James is gonna go ahead and take us through on the Pandora, and then, like I said, we'll probably do another 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap up. All right, sweet. Yeah, looked like you guys had a lot of the same comments we had, which was actually kind of funny. It is not only is it super versatile, like Janice said, but Jacob was saying it was like sludgy with a lot of clarity, and that's what I was noticing too. Like when you went up to the high strings, it's clear, but it's got all the sludge in all the right places, I guess.
Yeah, very woofy in some sections there.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounded really good. So, yeah, that was an excellent one, I think.
Yeah.
Because that one to me, like, it does fuzz, but it also does kind of that, that fuzz distortion thing too. Because it tightens up enough, and you can control the high end and low end enough that you can get it to do more than just fuzz, which is cool.
Well, the thing is, like, especially with me, like, I own probably 12 different fuzzes now, and they're all great, but I just can't find that sound. And what I tend to find best is when there's like a fuzz that kind of has almost an overdrive kind of thing going on with it, where you still are able to get those all those notes to ring out, but it's still got that woof and
like it gets thick when you want it to, so that you kind of have that hefty low end. But then when you need the clarity, it's also still there. And I guess Janice was referring to you being versatile, not the pedal. So I would agree too, though. That's why James is here for this one, because James tends to be probably one of the most versatile guys at the shop. That's for sure. When it comes to all of his playing, because I mean I don't know, you play a lot of the same stuff I do, but then you've also like doing all the stuff with Buffalo. I feel like your catalog is like a mile wide now.
Well, yeah, it's kind of fun because, like, getting to do the funk stuff, but, I kind of feel like funk is just a fast blues.
It kind of is, like, to me, like, I can't say I play funk, but when I try to play funk style tracks, it's really more fun just for the rhythm of it.
Yeah.
Like integrating the rhythm more than it is like the changing. It's not like you're using any wild chords. You're really just changing the rhythm.
Not really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great pedal. It's on my wish list.
Yeah.
Along with a million other things. But yeah, thank you to Goots for turning.
Getting you to play. Yeah, I was gonna say that's what we tend to do. Obviously, whenever there's a slow spot, is we just try stuff. So that's why we're basically doing the show now. Is like it's basically just trying stuff that we would normally do at the shop. Just we're doing it with you guys. So yeah. I think that's pretty much it. It looks like we're coming up on 6, so we will probably call it good at about the hour mark. And again, I really appreciate all of you guys watching because I don't know. Like I said, I know it's a little more impromptu and we're still dialing things in, but I still appreciate anybody who even cares enough to watch. So
yeah, we certainly do appreciate that.
Yeah, and Ike and I should be back on Thursday for the normal FAQ, and then like I said, I'm going to try to make this Saturday thing more of a regular thing. I'm kind of hoping next time I'll probably get Jake in for the next one, and then I'm hoping to get Eric and Gordo in at some point as well, because I think a reverb episode with Gordo is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because like Gordo, I'm just going to let him do most of it, and I'm just going to interview. I basically ask him like, what is it that you are listening for when you dial in a reverb? Because you guys will hear when Gordo gets a hold of a reverb, it's unreal how good he makes reverb sound. So
yeah, well, make sure that he brings all those toys.
Well, I'll try to get him to bring the rest of the stuff. Yeah, we'll make an event out of it. But yeah, I'll try to get that in. I'll try to get Eric in to do some like crazy bass stuff at some point.
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool doing like some bass episodes with Eric would be fun too.
Yeah, I mean, hell, even just like he showed me his board the other day. He's got a lot of good stuff on there. So have him just bring his board. Well,
and Eric's one of the few people that can actually sell me a pedal, which doesn't happen too often. So yeah, because most of the time I'm the one. It's the other way around. It's a little role reversal whenever Eric's around, because sometimes he can get me interested in stuff I wouldn't normally be checking out. So. But yeah, thanks for anybody that watched. Again, this is James. You guys can catch him at the shop, or if you guys are going to be on the road here soon, right, in March? Yeah, we'll be gone 5 weeks. Yeah. Going up to Canada. Yeah, so if you guys are, and I would know some of the, we definitely have a huge Canadian faction, but if any of you guys like James's playing and want to check out more of it, look at Float Like a Buffalo and any other like social media stuff. Are you guys on Spotify as well too? Oh yeah. Yeah, so yeah, all the normal stuff. So yeah, appreciate you guys all watching, and have a good night. Peace.